Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Dubkdad. I want to talk to you guys about helping players get better. By no means am I like amazing at this game. You guys know. You guys see me play. I make misplays. I fucking use suboptimal cards in my decks. I have a lot of quirks like that. And a lot of you guys do too. But I am a decent enough player to know what you should and should not do. It's been commented a few times about, well, if your locals suck so bad, you should help those players get better. So your locals don't suck. Well, here's the thing. You can only help somebody if they want to be helped. That goes for life. You know, you look at women who get beat. You can offer her all the 1-800 numbers and women's shelters and all that. But if she likes it, then you have to love it. If she likes getting beat, then ain't a damn thing you can do about it to prevent her from getting beat. Same goes for Yu-Gi-Oh! You got these people who insist that their water deck is just amazing. And I'm not talking frogs. I'm talking about shit like running Abyss Soldier with, 3 Mobius and Frostosaurus and Treeborn Frog. And then they run like 3 Fiendish Chain, 3 Call of Haunted. All the shit to make the Treeborn Frogs dead. And then they side Macrocosmos, in case they play zombies or Lightsworn. I mean, those kind of kids. And you sit there and you tell them, hey, I understand that you like water decks, but you have these control monsters that maybe you shouldn't tribute them. Abyss Soldier is a really cool card. He can bounce anything on the field. So maybe you shouldn't be tributing your Abyss Soldier for Mobius. Well, that's why I run Treeborn Frog. Okay, yeah, you run Treeborn Frog. Awesome, okay? You run Treeborn Frog, but you run a bunch of continuous traps that stay on the field locking your Treeborn Frog in the grave. So maybe you should not run Treeborn Frog, or maybe you should not run those continuous traps, or maybe you should not run Tribute Monsters. But they don't listen. Another example, you have kids who, at our locals, will play a watered down version of a good deck. Their reasoning is, well, I don't want to play it like everybody else. Okay? I don't want to be able to say that I net decked. And it's like, dude, the reason why that deck works and the reason why people run it that way is because that is the most efficient way to play the deck. People don't run Shien's Foot Soldier and Six Samurai because Gateway and Shien's Smoke Signal are infinitely better. I don't want to summon Shien's Foot Soldier, attack into your dude, get a level 4 dude or lower, and then do stuff. I'd rather search it with Smoke Signals, search it with Reinforcement of the Army, or search it with Gateway, and then do stuff. But you see, you can't explain that to people who are stuck in their ways. You can't explain that to kids who, for some reason or other, they get some sense of satisfaction on being different. And by them being different, they feel superior. That way, when they lose, they have the excuse of saying, well, the only reason why I lost is because you net decked another deck. And, how do you compete with somebody who has the mentality that everything they do is not their fault? The only reason why they lost is because the other person did something wrong. Not because their ideas were flawed or their deck was flawed or their mentality is severely flawed, but because the person they were playing, used something better. I don't know. I don't know. I think about that. You know, you guys watch Asian Persuasion 2008's channel. We have our, you know, McDonald's Chronicles. It's our locals away from locals. We actually have a locals here in our town. I won't say it by name. And it's pretty sizable locals, you know, for Wichita, Kansas. They regularly get 25, 30 people. That's not much for, you know, most cities. But when you consider that we have less than 500,000 people in our city, and we're in the middle of Kansas, you know, that's pretty decent size. So even though we get a group of about 20 people at McDonald's, there's still a group of about 30 people at this locals. And, you know, occasionally we'll go there. I mean, before we head to McDonald's, we'll go there, make trades, say hi to people, you know, invite them over to McDonald's to play. And they get the mindset that, well, the reason why you guys don't play here is because you're afraid to play us. And in my mind, I'm saying, no, the reason why we don't play here is because when you play people who are not as competitive as you are, it makes you less competitive. And that is not an insult. And the people that are watching from my locals, that is not an insult. If Michael Jordan came up to the NBA only playing against high school, you know, basketball teams, he can never be called the greatest player because you're only judged by your competition. You understand what I'm saying? So to go to a place where the most competitive deck is some random, I won't say what I was about to say because that person would know exactly what I'm talking about. And then will comment and make a video response and shit just hit the fan. But if you're playing against less than optimal decks and then you head to a regional and your most recent experience is playing rounds and rounds against suboptimal decks, when you go up against a Dino Rabbit or a Rescue or a wind-up deck or a Chaos Drag deck piloted by people who've topped multiple regionals, topped YCSs, you know, that kind of thing, you're like, well, fuck, I'm not prepared for this because just last week I played this Rock Water Dinosaur, you know, all Chronomaly deck, and, you know, I felt good when I beat this. What the fuck? What the fuck is a wind-up rabbit? You know, how do you prepare yourself for that? So, you know, the point I'm making is, you know, don't assume that we can just, you know, don't assume that you can make the people at your locals better. It's really frustrating for us here. You know, I'm at a loss for words, really. I would really like to clean up my gameplay. You know, I've been playing this game for too damn long to still be this damn bad at this game. And, you know, I blame myself because even though, you know, the competition around me isn't what I could be facing if I lived in California or New Jersey or Tallahassee or Dallas or Houston or Chicago or Indy or that kind of thing, I still could take it upon myself to pay attention to every move I make, you know, not overcommit when I don't have to, you know, conserve when I need to, those kind of things. And I can stop making the excuse that, well, everybody plays bad. It's DUBKDAD and I'm out.